What's up, you guys? We are back with another video. I want to give a special shout out to all the producers in the house. Was a busy day today. We was on All About the Tea. So we're gonna be getting into this is the after show where we do All About Tea. We come on our show, the Wiley Show, and we do some content over here. Want to give a special shout out to everybody in the building. Hope y'all are doing wonderful and good. And we also interviewed. We're gonna play an interview that we did with a mother. Our son is sitting in juvenile right now. Um, he have been charged with some charges, so we definitely going to be getting to that later in the program. So if you all did not catch that interview on our Instagram, we will definitely play it for you all got here today or tonight. So if you all didn't get a chance to hear it on Instagram, we definitely will restream it for you all can hear it over here. Okay. So we got a lot of topics that we're going to be getting into. We're going to be getting into Dr. Dre. We're going to get into 6ix9ine. We're going to be getting into Charlemagne the God. We're going to also be getting into, all about the sea. Have she been exposed? We're going to be talking about that as well. And we're going to be getting into some R. Kelly news. So y'all just sit back, relax, make sure y'all thumbs up the video because we need the thumbs up. And something else that we got to talk about, some good news over here at the Wiley Show. We have reached 6 million views on YouTube. 6 million views. We want to say thank you all for you all support. That have been absolutely wonderful. We have reached 6 million views on YouTube. So I personally would like to say thank you. All right. So let's get to our first topic tonight. Hey, glory, glory. I just felt that right then and there. 6 million views. So we want to say thank you all. That would not have been possible without your help, without you clicking on the video, thumbing up, and watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's get into our first topic. And we definitely going to have a conversation. Caitlyn Walker is still out fighting for his life, and people were saying that he wanted to come back on the Wiley Show. So he reached out to us, and we said, "Listen, whenever the case is resolved and you're still free, you can come over here." But I don't see the purpose of us continuing to interview Caitlyn Walker on our show when all the charges have not been dropped. And I'm not going to just let him use it just for him to grow in Instagram followers. If he got an update on the case, if he's found not guilty, then of course we will bring him on. But him coming on and having extra charges, I don't think it will be good or right for him to come on our platform and just to come on and get another interview. We would definitely just say, hey, wait till the charges are dropped or you found not guilty. Then you're always welcome to come over at the Wiley Show. All right. So let's talk about Dr. Dre. Y'all know who Dr. Dre is. He's an incredible producer, one of the members of NWA, and also the founder and one of the creators and founders of the Beats headphones. He's been ordered to pay his wife Nicole Young $3.5 million a year in spousal support. And with that being said, Nicole Young were receiving an amount of money from Dr. Dre amid their divorce. So a judge ordered the music mogul to pay Nicole Young $293,000 per month in spousal support, according to reports. That's more than $3.5 million a year. While it's a good chunk of change, for the most part, the sum is much less than she requested. In September 2020, Dr. Dre, now ex-wife, asked for $2 million per month. The rapper will also cover the expenses of the Malibu homes and will pay for Young health insurance if she remarries or enter into a new domestic partnership. The agreement ends. The couple share 2 adult children, and so no custody and child support are not at issue. So this is something like she filed for divorce back in 2020 after 24 years of marriage. The process have been anything but amicable. She also accused the acclaimed producer of emotional and physical abuse, which she have strongly denied. Dr. Dre have declared legally single by a judge and his attorney powerhouse and file a motion. So again, we want to say, listen, when you marry and you become famous and you become rich, it's a possibility of you paying spousal support. Now, the thing I was trying to understand, he did have a prenup. He did have a prenup. So I'm like, even with a prenup, the judge still allow her to have some spousal support. So this, you guys, you got to be very careful when you get married. Make sure you have documents in order and to protect your finances and your houses and mansions and stuff. So I'm happy for her that she got her money, because if she was abused, I'm glad she got her money. She deserved to get millions, especially if you get knocked over your head and your jaw and your nose, you deserve to get paid. Okay. Okay. You deserve to. Somebody said they were married 20 years, and most prenups are good for 7 years. They said 20 years you pay alimony for life. See? Wow. So she cannot get in a relationship. If she get in a relationship or if she remarried, the money stop. I'm gonna say it again. If she decides to get into a relationship or if she decides to get remarried, the money stops. So that is something that she got to be very careful if she try to get into another relationship. All right. So we're gonna move on to our other topic here. Um, Takashi 6ix9ine. Mm, mm, mm. And like every couple of months, Takashi 6ix9ine get himself in trouble. I'm gonna say that every couple of months, this brother always catches himself, ends up in trouble. They said Takashi canceled his Okay, hold up. What happened? Hold up. Are we everybody there? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Something happened with the internet. It just kicked out. Give me a second. Can y'all hear me? What happened? We were talking about Takashi 6ix9ine. Give me a quick second. If you all can hear me, press 1. Can y'all hear me? Okay, we good? Okay. Oh, the internet just popped out. Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened. Well, we talking about Takashi 6ix9ine. Let me rewind that back. Takashi 6ix9ine, his security, he canceled 2 concerts, North Carolina, and he also canceled the Virginia show. Then there was a clip of a security team indicted on robbery charges a couple of days ago, including ex-police officers. He said he canceled to address family and court matters, but I think it's because the security team is gone. The BuzzFeed article below has all the tea, and now has a video showing the confrontation, a whole mess. All right. So it is a clip on YouTube with the security team, indicted on robbery charges. So y'all can definitely go check that out. So what happened is, what am I understanding? Let me make sure I can get the article of what actually happened here. Because 5 members of the rapper Takashi 6ix9ine entourage, including retired NYPD cop, was indicted over an alleged wild chase of a motorist for 20 blocks after he dared to shoot a cell phone video of the troubled artist. They said this: Daniel, a former NYPD detective, is charged with robbery and also criminal impersonation and falsely reporting an incident in August crime, which began when the victim shot the footage of the rapper after the man and his girlfriend spotted in Harlem. Manhattan prosecutors said Monday. The security team for the rapper turned snitch hopped in their SUVs and drove off after the 34-year-old victim for 20 blocks when the vehicles emergency light flashing and sirens blaring. At one point, they allegedly stopped and told a cop that the victim had threatened them with a gun and made a claim against later in the 28 precinct station house. A celebrity entourage is not a police department. Manhattan is not the Wild West, the Manhattan DA said in a statement after the incident in the case. and alleged these are highly compensated security guards that the streets of Harlem, the sirens flash is in order to track a man down and steal and break his phone. All right, so this is sad. Like, this is why he canceled the show, because he definitely needs security. And the security was pretending to be officers. They were pretending to be that they were still in the force, and not saying that they were actually retired police officers. They wasn't on this still on the force. They were retired NYPD officers, and you cannot be claiming to still be an officer when you are retired. So this is a sign for Takashi 6ix9ine that he can't really be out in these streets without security. He have to have security, because without security, his life is in danger. And so people were saying that this is another sign for Takashi career is just really going down the drain, because he is definitely going to have to spend a lot of money to get a new group of security officers, and he definitely going to have to do that really soon, because he can't be out here without no security. That's just really sad. And this it's when I looked at the story, I'm like, wow, why would y'all try to break the phone? If the person took a phone of Takashi, let them take the picture. Let them go out and about, shoot the picture. Who cares? Okay? Who cares if they took a picture? But now you are facing some time in jail and possibly prison because you decide to chase down the young man because he took a picture of Takashi. Let him take it. Takashi 6ix9ine do not have the privilege of privacy when he's out in the public. You're a public figure, meaning the public was going to take pictures. If you don't want your picture taken, don't be outside. That's simple. Okay? Because if you take a picture or video or the paparazzi outside, it's not illegal. It's very legal to do so. And so now you guys are now facing some time in jail because of your actions. It's really sad. And Takashi, your counseling shows, and he needs show money because his album flopped. The album flopped. Okay? It did not do a good job with that album. So he need the show money. All right? So he need to definitely get it together. And I'm hearing that people are not really checking for Takashi 6ix9ine. So let me do a poll right quick in the chat. Press 1 if you think Takashi 6ix9ine you still watch and listen to his music. Press 1 if you still watch and listen to his music and support his music. Press 2 you do not listen to his music. I want to see some who all fans of Takashi. Press 1 if you support his music. Press 2 you do not support his music. Let me see what y'all going to say in the chat. Press 1 if you support his music. Press 2 you do not support his music. Let me see what y'all going to say. Oh, okay. We got a couple of Takashi's fans in here, but 2? We got 2 fans, about 3. Oh, wow. We got about, okay. Okay. All right. So that is going on. So we definitely want to say to Takashi, get it together, because you are so young and still talented, because I still listen to his music. I'm still a fan of him when he even trolls, but he definitely going to have to get it together if you want to be relevant out here in this business, because you're going to need the shows to keep money flowing in. Because you're not getting any sponsorships or any type of deal. So you're gonna definitely need to do concert dates. So, but you can't be out here by yourself. That's the price you pay when you troll deceased rappers and deceased gang affiliate rappers, or when you definitely snitch on a crew. People are still going to be listening to it. All right. I'm just being honest. Okay. All right, so we definitely going to be moving on to our next subject here. All right. What else we going to go? We're going to get into Charlemagne the God. He apparently have a new show that is going to air on Comedy Central. I'm going to say it again. He have a new show that is going to air on Comedy Central, and I want to say this. Why haven't Charlemagne the God been canceled yet? Why haven't he been canceled? This brother has been accused of assault on a young woman. Why haven't he been canceled? I'm gonna just say it again. Why haven't he been canceled yet? He was just sitting here. Have a new. It's going to be on Comedy Central, and Stephen Colbert team up for him for this. Going to executive produce this, and I'm like, wow, he's still out here, getting shows. Let's just hope that the show definitely get not get canceled because previously he had other shows that was getting canceled. So we're gonna see how this is going to play out. Out here on the media. Let's see how it's going to play out because usually when he get a show, it don't really last that long. Definitely doesn't. So people are saying that, why is he getting a show? He did this to Jessica Reed and all of that, even though I still blame Jessica Reed's mother because she was the one that got up there and did not allow her daughter to testify. So that is something that I feel as though is not good. You should have allowed your mother you should allow, Jessica Reed's mother should allow her to testify, then maybe we'd have been in a whole nother situation. Let's just be 100% when it comes to that. Now, how many of y'all going to watch the show? Press 1 if you're watching the new show with Charlemagne the God on Comedy Central. Press 2, you're not watching. I want to see, let's do a poll right quick. Press 1, you're going to be watching the show with Charlemagne the God. Press 2, you're not going to watch the show. Let's just see where we at. Press 1, you're going to watch the show. Press 2, you're not going to watch. Let's see where we at. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Look at what these people are saying here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we're going to switch gears here and we're going to go to our other segment here. We're going to play the interview that I did with someone before we get into our other topics in this segment of the show. We're going to play the interview that I did with someone on Instagram. So if you all did not get a chance to check it out, I'm going to restream it right now so you all can see it. So give me a second while I pull it up. So give me a quick second for that. We're going to screen share for you all could definitely see it, and then we will get into our other topics as well. I want to get your honest opinion on this interview that we did on yesterday. What's up? And you let me see if I can send a request. Okay. Hey, we're gonna interview someone. We're gonna get into the details with that. We're gonna bring them on. Let me make sure they hit the link. How y'all doing? We got somebody that's gonna come on our Instagram. Sent them the request. Let me make sure they can join in. What's up, Pastor Tom? What's up, Reverend Barbara? Hey, JT, the model. How you doing? Yes, I see y'all in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, here we go. Right. Okay. Hello, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi. So we've been in a communication for months, and you have a serious situation. Your son has been arrested for what was the charge?
Forcible R.
Forcible R. We get to say rape, so people know. Forcible rape, and he's 17 years old. What's your son's name? You want your son's name? His first name.
His name is Marlon.
Marlon. So, can you tell us what happened when you got the news when he was arrested? Can you give us a backstory on this case?
On the 9th of June, I came home about like 6:45 or so. I sat in the parking lot, so I made it up to the house about 7. came in. I was on the phone with my daughter. I was cooking some chicken and stuff like that. So I went through my daily morning routines. I'm a, I listen to Millie, if that's,
That's yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I listen to her show daily, so that's what I was listening to. And as I laid down, my grandson going backwards and forward with my son, playing the game and stuff like that, but as I got ready to doze off, a knock came on the door, and it was the police. And I was thinking that they were here coming to the house for me. So, I have my Marlins, I told them to come here, and go to the door. But I knew it was the police because of the way they knocked. So my son looked out the peephole and he said, "It's the police." I said, "Don't let them in." And so my son said, "Yes." And he said, "Hi, it's the Sacramento Sheriff's Department. Could you open up the door?" And my son said, "No, my parents not home." And he said, "Okay." And then as my son said that, he stuck his head out the side window. And the police officer asked him what his name was. No, he said, "How old are you?" And my son said, 16. And he said, "Can you crack the door?" And my son was like, "No, my parents not at home." He said it again. And then the police said, "What's your name?" And he said, "MJ." And he said, "I need that camera that's in your window." And our camera don't really work. It was just there for show. I had unplugged it. Well, I didn't unplug it, but it wasn't online anymore. I wasn't using it anymore. I didn't need it. So my son was like, "Well, the camera really don't work. It's just there for show." And he said, "Yeah, I'm going to need that camera." And he was like, it doesn't work. He said, "I'm going to gain entrance to your apartment through the leasing agency, like the apartment manager. Like he was going to come up in here, right?" And so, I got scared, so I called 911, because when they came before, it was like 4 of them. They trying to serve me some papers, and it was like 4 sheriffs. And I was like, I don't want to open up the door for them, right? So I called 911 again. And so I was like, the sheriff's trying to come up in my house. I don't know what's going on. She was like, "Oh yeah, there's a investigation going on in your apartment complex." And she said it was a serious crime going on. And I said, "Oh," I said, "I didn't know that." And she was like, "Yeah, they going door to door, basically. You trying to find out, information." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll send my camera out through my son, right?" So I sent my son down with the camera. And like 15 minutes had went by and he still hadn't came back. And so, I was in my robe, right? I didn't have nothing on underneath, but I was in my robe. I just slipped my feet in my slippers and went downstairs, told my grandson to lock the door. And so when I came outside, it was like so many police cars. I mean, it was like over 9 sheriff cars out there, right? And so I seen my camera on the hood of the car. And I was like, "Where's my son? Where's my son? Where's my black son?" I was going off. I was like, "Where's my son?" And so I picked the camera up and I said, "You don't need this." And they said something to me and I was like, cussing them out. And so then I went on the side with the camera on the car. I went on the side of the sheriff's car because I couldn't see, and I peeked in and they had my son handcuffed in the car. He didn't have no shirt on or anything. He just had on his shorts. And I was like, "Why do you have my son in your car?" and stuff like that. I was trying to find out what was going on. They wasn't talking to me. They just like had their thumbs in their pockets and they was rocking backwards and forward, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Where's my son?" And I said, "Why do you have my son?" And then, he wouldn't say anything. And I said, "My son been in the house all day. He hasn't done anything." And then finally, after so long, it was like, "If you shut up, I'll tell you." And I was like, "I don't have to shut up." And then he was like, "There was an assault here at the apartments and your son fits the description." And I said, how did my son fit the description? He was in the house all day. And my son has severe acne. Nobody told you that my son did anything. I said, you thought I wasn't home and you tried to railroad my son. That's what I was saying. It was to the sergeant. And the sergeant was like, basically let me know if I didn't shut the F up, he was going to take my kid. And I had already been ranting and everything. And then, I wasn't shutting up and he took my son. And my son got, they took him, they didn't even have a warrant. So they locked me out of my house for 11 hours from 12 o'clock to 10:30 at night, waiting for somebody to pass the warrant. And I guess somebody finally passed the warrant. They was looking for somebody with red shorts and a black hoodie. My son doesn't have a pair of red shorts. And my son has a black hoodie, but there's writing on it. I don't allow my son to wear like the gang colors and stuff like that in the neighborhood that we live in, So
So in the charge, it was an assault. That they said that it was actually rape, that somebody got raped with the description at that moment?
No, they said that somebody was assaulted in our complex. And
they said your son fit the description.
Right. They said my son fit the description. He came outside with no shirt on and a pair of blue shorts.
Okay.
And a camera in his hand, telling them, here's the camera. My mom needs a receipt, And
the camera is that like one of them door cameras that they have when you come up to the door, like they have the little camera, the Ring camera? Is that what you're talking about? When you say
no, it's like a one you sit in the window.
Okay.
60, but I just have it pointed down at sort of like at my door for like when packages come.
Okay, so you'll know if it's coming out. So when you got the warrant, when you saw the warrant, then what was the next? What happened next?
Okay, so when the warrant finally came, they came up in the house. They wouldn't let me come in my own house. Okay, so they came up in the house. They had a container, and I seen they didn't turn on no lights. They had flashlights. So I think they had like maybe a black light too or something like that. But since you're looking for something that is pertaining to my son, then I told you where his room was at. They went through my whole house. They went in his room. They went in the guest bathroom, which is his bathroom. Then they proceeded to the second bedroom, which is my room. And they ramshacked my room. They went all through my stuff. And they went in my kitchen. They went in my refrigerator. They went in my cabinets and stuff like that. Now, and I seen them taking pictures on my balcony, right? Because, I grow my own marijuana. It's legal in California, so I got like 4 plants on my balcony and I don't hide it. I told them, I said, yeah, marijuana is legal. And then I have a license, I have a card. And it's not illegal for you to grow a vegetative state marijuana plant around minors. And mines are outside. It's not in the house. It's outside. And it's legal. So, then, we go to court. And when we go to court, the district attorney.
Before you go to court, did they find anything that they was looking for? Did they remove stuff from the house?
They removed a SD card because they was looking for some electronic, but they labeled that to where they could search any kind of electronics that he have. But what they did take was a SD card belonging to my grandson's camera. It's there's like cartoons or some stuff on there, and it was in the living room.
Anything else they take from the house?
Well, one of the guys, when he came out, because I told him, I said, my son don't have a pair of red shorts. My son don't own no straight black hoodie or anything like that. So when they came outside, there was a guy who came outside and he like taunt me. He held the bag up and did like this. And I'm like, what? My son don't own a pair of red shorts. And they took his DNA.
So after all, when they took the DNA, what happened then? Like, did they find out that his DNA match the victim, whatever was going on? Does DNA match?
So he's still in jail. And recently I was just told that the DNA, everything is coming back negative. And I said, of course it's going to come back negative. He didn't do anything. He wasn't out the house.
Okay.
So
once the negative test came out, the next step, what did they tell you then?
So nobody was calling me. Just within the past 2 weeks, I've been getting a phone call, or maybe just 7 days. I've gotten a phone call from the lawyer. No lawyer has, the public defender wasn't contacting me at first. I didn't get no kind of feedback. I didn't know anything that was going on with my son as far as with the legal area. It's not like I got like tens and thousands of dollars laying around to where, I could just go and get a lawyer. I'm a regular mom. I'm a single parent. I live check to check. It's
bail out or an amount out for him to post bail.
Okay, that's where the DA come in at.
Okay.
So we go to court, right? And so everybody show up in court, but the DA. The DA shows up on a telephone.
Okay.
A symbol of a telephone, and they asked for my son to get out on ankle monitor, and he say, my house is a danger to come home to, and he's a flight risk.
Wow.
How's he a flight risk? How's my house dangerous? My son had a job and everything. Had a job.
So what did the judge say when they said that?
Well, nobody listened to me at all. They just was like, yeah, they took him.
So the judge agreed with the state that he was dangerous, that your house is dangerous, and that he's a flight risk.
Yeah. They just took him and just said it was dangerous. They could do that because they got that power.
Wow. So what did the lawyer say when the public defender, what did they say when the DA was like, he's dangerous? He's a flight risk, or the house is dangerous. What was their argument?
They didn't say anything.
Wow.
They didn't defend him or say anything about, this mom works, he has a job, he's well known in the community, he was born in Sacramento,
They no bond out. It was like no bond amount. They wanted him on electronic monitoring. That was the agreement. Was that suggestion by the public defender? The electronic
just was saying that she's gonna ask for that. She didn't fight for that at all.
Okay.
She didn't fight for that at all.
And the DA was like, "Oh, he's a flight risk. Mm-hmm. He can't, and the place is dangerous." So what was the next step with your lawyer? What did your lawyer try to talk and say, what was the update? When is it going to trial? Because did your son plead guilty or not guilty?
Oh, yeah. The icing on the cake.
Okay.
Charging my son they're trying to charge my son as an adult.
Okay.
So right now, his lawyer is trying to fight to keep him in juvenile hall court. They got to do that first before they even handle the case.
Wow.
Meanwhile, my son has to sit in jail, miss his summer, miss his school, his job. I don't even know how long it's going to go on. This is my son last year in school. My son gets, a basic, probably like a 3.0 in school or something like that. My son want to be a graphic artist. And my son, I'm not trying to boost my son up. I'm not trying to boost my son up at all. My son actually, is a Boy Scout. He's that guy. We shelter him. So he's not that type of dude, that he doesn't even go out. He's a gamer. He wants to invent his own game. He has dreams. And now he sits behind a glass window talking to me because, since it's such a serious crime, there's no contact visits. He has to fight for that. He has to do whatever they say, to get that contact visit.
So it's no contact visit, not even a phone call?
Well, he's been calling, and I've been visiting every day. Every day I go.
So what did the lawyer is saying? What is the next plan of action? When would you all hear if it's going to juvenile or adult court? When would y'all hear that?
September 2nd. So we went to court on June the 14th.
Okay.
And pushed the court date off, and they first to July the 1st. And when July the 1st came, they pushed the court date off into September 2nd, stating that, you know, his lawyer needs to find more evidence. And I've talked to his lawyer since, you know, recently. I've talked to his lawyer. His lawyer seemed like a pretty solid guy. And I spoke with the investigator. You know, it seemed like they're starting to move, but at the same time, they're only going to try to keep him in juvenile court first. You know, the DNA, in fact, I don't think it's any DNA.
Okay, so did they take DNA of him?
Yes, they took his DNA.
Is it DNA of the victim? So did you get updated? Because you said it was negative.
Well, everything's coming back negative. There's no DNA.
Oh, okay. So it was okay. Okay. So do you got updates about the victim, about what the victim is saying? Like, do you have any updates if it's a black woman or white woman? Do you have any updates on that?
No, we don't know. We don't know anything. They're saying that she got pulled down in the bushes.
Okay.
And the act was completed.
Okay.
A grown, my son is a kid. He weighs 136 pounds.
Okay. Was it around your house? Was it this person around your house?
It was in front of our house, Wiley.
Okay.
Everybody was. We've been here 3 years. Okay. My son go because he has a job, you know, and everybody always say, he said he's a good guy. He talks to everybody. So that I don't even know if it was the morning or afternoon. I don't even know what time it was because they still haven't released anything to me. Okay. They just got my son. And so if it happened out here in the front, when I go outside and water my plants, when did it happen? I lay right here on the floor.
I don't know date or time. They haven't gave y'all a date or time of this alleged incident happened.
It happened on the 9th. The same day that this incident happened, they had a full investigation going on.
Okay, so this was which night? Was this June 9th?
This was June 9th. They my son like about 12 something. So it had to happen in the morning.
Okay.
So from my understanding, she got pulled down in the bushes. He completed the act by, you know, you could just, you know, touch him and that's the act complete or whatever. I don't know. But then she jumps up, she gets in her car, she runs, she goes past the apartment, everybody that lives here. She goes past the office and finds a police on the streets.
Okay.
And makes a complaint.
So what can the public do to help you?
I just need the word out about my son. What his civil rights basically was violated. My son was in the house. My son was in the house with me, and it was like, you know, it's been another incident since my son has been in jail. There's been another incident. So, but this time they didn't do a door to door. This time it was like it's hushed. It happened on July the 6th.
So somebody else was raped on July the 6th.
Assaulted. So this person walked up to one of the neighbors, which is a Caucasian woman, and she said it was a young black guy with a ski mask on. And she said he walked up to her and pulled his pants down and started jacking off in front of her. So that's considered a sexual assault. Okay.
So your son's name is, you said Marlon?
Yeah, Marlon Jones.
Marlon Jones. And this is based out of what city? Like what is this based out of?
In North Highlands, but like Sacramento, California.
This is in Sacramento, California.
Mm-hmm.
Have you reached out to like other lawyers, private attorneys, and see if they can pick up your case?
That's where the GoFundMe comes in, because, you know, I'm trying to raise $30,000 just to deal with a lawyer, because they want you to drop $10,000 off the top. I have to go my pension. I have to go into my pension, and it only had $26,000 in it. I'm I'm just a regular person. I'm not rich. I just, I don't want to drag anybody's other parents, so I won't even talk about that.
Mm-hmm. So this is Sacramento, California. Did the media talk about this case?
So I reached out to like all the medias and the kid, our kids shouldn't have to die. A Black man shouldn't have to die for you to put awareness out there what these police are doing. You know what I'm saying? It was like another incident here where, they hemmed a guy up because his car was idled. And he fought that man. That sheriff fought that man because he violated his rights. And, he's coming after the Sacramento Sheriff's Department. There's another incident where a 44-year-old Sacramento Sheriff's deputy female officer molested a 16-year-old boy, 2020. So when does it stop? Why do they get away with that? Why my word don't mean anything? As I wouldn't cover for my son on nothing like that. I wouldn't cover for him at all. Why aren't you believing me? I've never been proven to be a crook, a liar, a thief, or anything, but Sacramento sheriffs have.
Okay. So how do you spell your son's first name? Because other people's asking about that so they can research and get the word out.
Okay, so he's a junior.
Your show now.
His
one.
name is spelled,
Your show is scheduled to start in 31 seconds.
Jones, Jones.
So that's RLN Jones.
Right. He's a deacon. He was a deacon at our church.
Okay. So what did the church saying, your pastor, are you getting any type of spiritual counseling with this support?
Your show will go live
I
in
reached
5
out to our
seconds.
bishop,
4,
our president,
3,
we're
2,
LDS,
1.
we're Mormons. So I reached out to him and everybody's just shocked. Everybody's just, so everybody's writing letters because now, the DNA is coming back negative. Now I got to jump through hoops to get my son back. Now letters have to be written.
Yes, so I'm definitely going to pray. We're going to stream this on YouTube. You can give me all the updated information of the GoFundMe so I can put it in the description box so people can donate and assist in this. And of course, people can do their own research as well. But this is this is sad, especially when you say the DNA came out as negative. So writing in there, they should at least allow him out on electronic monitoring.
My son has never been in trouble. My son has never had a fight.
Mm-hmm. So this is first ever incident with the police. So this is first ever encounter
police ever encounter, and you wonder why our kids are scared of the police.
Okay.
My grandson was petrified. They was all in his face. They had counselors out there. I mean, so they must have thought a bunch of kids was in here. So you kept me out the house for like 10 or 11 hours or whatever, and you thought kids was in here. CPS was here.
Wow.
Like all kind of counselors and stuff was here. It's like a show. It looked like a movie. And I have a video of that up. And I had put that on TikTok, and TikTok had took it down for bullying and harassment. And I had to fight to get that video back up.
Wow. So your grandson is a minor, right?
Yeah, he's 8 years old.
Okay. So did they remove him from the house, or so did he witness all of that?
My grandson recorded the whole thing. He's 8 years old, but he's very, he's very smart. He's very, you teach him young.
Yes. So I'm definitely going to pray. Thank you for coming on and explaining this. I'm going to stream this on YouTube, and I'm going to be in contact. You could always DM me, and we're going to try to get the word out, because this is yet another case that need I would say about a lawyer that's really going to fight, because sometimes the public defenders don't do.
We need help. It could be any one of our kids. We need help. We need to start organizations that, help situations like this, which I'm looking into. Yes.
Thank you so very much. And we will definitely keep you in our prayers.
Your spirit is very beautiful and amazing. I appreciate you.
All right. So that was it. Can y'all? All right. So we're gonna move on to our other segment. Okay. All right. Thank you all so very much for holding on for that. That was an interview that we did with a mother, and that is concerning her sir, Marlon Jones. So, of course, if you want more information, you can go to our community wall, and we definitely dropped the GoFundMe in the chat. So, if you want to contribute to that so she can hire a private attorney, you could definitely do so at this time. So, I'm going to drop the link in there. Again, and it's on both community walls, on both channels. And if you have any questions or comments, you could definitely DM me on Instagram, and I can facilitate what you're trying to do if you want to be a help on this. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to other two segments that we have left. And then, of course, we're going to open up the phone lines. Okay. All right. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So clearly, I'm going to, but I want to say this really quickly. Um, in this particular case, again, um, I feel for the mother. You know, I really feel for the mother, and I can say that she reached out to us. She wanted the story out, and so we did just that. So if you want to contribute, you definitely can contribute. And she, like I said, she's definitely in our prayers. All right, so let's go to all about the tea. Oh, so let's go to R. Kelly first. R. Kelly, it's looking like R. Kelly is going to probably get out, and maybe he's innocent. You know, the judge. Speaking about R. Kelly, the judge slams R. Kelly's lawyer. One of the female lawyers referring to two women in the case as girls. So get into this. According to the Daily News, R. Kelly's sole female lawyer got a lesson for the federal judge on infantilizing, I hope I'm saying this right, woman Thursday, less than a month before a client is to be tried for making child porn. Judge Ann stopped the defense lawyer Nicole during a pre-trial hearing when she called two women involved in the case girls. The judge asked Becker to refer to the people she was talking about as women. And when Becker again called them girls, the judge paused the proceeding for a brief lecture. She said, it is 2021. We are talking about women in their 20s. The judge said in a tone. They also said the lawyer responded, sorry, judge, it's been 2 years, said Becker, referring to the fact she hasn't see the women since 2019. But the judge was having none of it. There were women then too. Okay. So that was definitely a tense thing that's going on because Kelly is facing some racketeering and sex trafficking trial in Brooklyn federal court. Came doing an inquiry into whether or not Becker has a conflict of interest in the case because of communication she had with the 2019 with two women. So it's a lot going on with this case. A lot of conflict of interest when it comes to that. It's just really looking like that they're trying to railroad R. Kelly, and he's definitely fighting. I was reading another article that they offer R. Kelly a deal. He refused. So it just definitely looks like R. Kelly will probably walk. Okay. It looked like the case is very weak. And it just looked like that they just forced charges on him because of this documentary, Surviving R. Kelly. It looks like once that documentary came out, they just found some charges or try to find some situations to make him guilty. So I think he definitely needs to get a better legal team. And it's kind of hard when you can't read. It's kind of hard when you have limited funds. It's real hard trying to fight a system if you don't have the proper income to get some good lawyers that's really going to fight for you and don't have, a conflict of interest. And also, my last topic, I want to talk about Monica from All About the Tea. Some YouTubers, they have found some fake people. One particular channel I watched, they had a guy on there claiming to be Monica's brother. And he said, listen, I'm not going to talk unless you give me $20,000. First, it was the Monique Turberts, and now it's another woman. Now it's a whole nother woman. And so when all this stuff is going on, the Avatar, is still protected. She is still protected. No matter what they tried to do, she is still protected. They have not got the right woman. And they're just sending random women on the channel, random families on the chart. And literally it have ended to nobody have still uncover the avatar. Okay. So I would just move on to something else because clearly you have not found the right one. And I said, where's the real people? Why don't you call out a person that's getting the wrong information over and over again? All right. It's getting so bad that the so-called blogger girlfriend stepped up out the shower with no clothes on. And yet they're still trying to find out who is Monica. And let me tell you who Monica is. She is an incredible, wonderful, beautiful, spiritual woman that we love. And we will continue to support her. We will continue to work with her. We will continue to provide great content. And so if you have not checked out All About the Tea, go check it out. Because these people that you're watching and trying to expose her have gotten the information wrong. If you're going to support something, make sure it's factual. Make sure it's the correct information. I would want to watch somebody say, hey, oh, she this person, she's that person, and you still haven't found the right person? Don't you feel dumb? Because clearly you still haven't found the right person. And so we want to say, Monica, keep up the good work. We're going to keep on working with her. And I don't care how you try to drag us. One particular person got so bad on their platform. They said, stop watching the Wiley Show. He can't be trusted. They were saying it on the channel. And I said, they will never stop watching me because they love watching us over here. We have built a platform over here. We just reached 6 million views. We just hit the 6 million views mark on our channel. So no matter how they try to come at us, we are going to push right through it and provide some content for our people. All right. And with that being said, we're going to open up the phone lines. Okay. We're streaming live on Twitch. Make sure you follow us on Twitch. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. So the number is 646-716-6447. Again, the number is 646-716-8447. Okay. So that is the number. If you do not know, I did tell you all that. And so I want to say thank you for y'all support. And we're going to open up these phone lines if you want to call in. And make sure you got me turned down in the back. Yeah, she's still good. I'm like, why in the world y'all interviewing this man? The man got on there ugly as ever. Pay me $20,000 and I will tell you who Monica is. I'm like, clearly that ain't Monica, brother. And then he said, we come from a family of money and I don't understand why my sister won't share the money. It's just clear. It's just a joke. And you can just clearly see how stupid these people could be to get on a platform trying to expose a person and don't even have the right person. Okay. And then they went on to try to talk about T.I., the brother that supposed to be Monica's brother, got on there and said he got information on T.I., but he's not going to share unless you give me $20,000. Okay, that's ridiculous. So I tell people, be careful who you all try to support in this situation. Oh, that was so funny. I love it. 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 So funny. Still don't have the right one. Okay, we're gonna open up these phone lines. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. If, like I said, if you're gonna call in, press 1, and we can definitely bring you on the air and having a good old time. All right. Okay, let's go. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yeah, hello.
Hey.
Yes, hey Wiley. Yeah, I got some comments about your topic. First of all, Dr. Dre should not have to pay that woman all that money because she don't deserve it. Because all she did was lay on her back for that $300,000 a month. That man don't have to take care of her. So she can have a boyfriend and they can still live off of his money. She just cannot get married because when she get married, the money is going to cut off. So her and her boyfriend will be set for life. So
No,
Dre,
she can't. They said
I mean,
no domestic relationship or she can't get married. If she do either one of those, the money get cut off. But again, she deserved the money. I disagree with you on that because she deserves the money because she was married with him for over 20 some years. So she do deserve something if your husband
that don't mean you deserve money when you get divorced. I do get that, pay her something, but he's paying her $3 million a year. That's a little bit much for a woman
because he's
really
worth billions.
don't do anything.
Because he's a billionaire. You would want that if you were married with somebody.
That's besides the point. That's besides the point. She don't deserve that money. And R. Kelly, he needs new lawyers. I think he needs new lawyers because I'm pretty sure he's not going to get out of jail, scot-free. But all those charges, maybe he can get off on some of them. And the Monica lady, I really called in about Monica. Okay, Wiley, how do we know that's not her brother?
That's not our brother. Clearly, I talked to
know
Monica. We had an amazing conversation. And let me tell you that is not our brother. And if it was, why didn't the brother give some intimate details about his quote unquote sister? Okay, why don't you have any type of recordings on your quote unquote sister? Why do you have any of that? Because clearly the guy is not the sister at all. I can speak for a fact that is not the sister, and then that is not her brother, and then that's a whole nother situation because it was multiple other people that's supposed to be Monica. Now we're on somebody else. When are you going to stop being tricked, bamboozled over there?
At this point, the Monica lady, they say they're getting her investigated as they should.
Now, for what? Can you tell me why she should be investigated? Hold on, caller. Why should she be investigated? Why should she be investigated?
She's scamming.
She's not scamming. She's not scamming the audience, ma'am. Don't you sound dumb. I can't see you, so are you scamming me? Because I can't see your face.
Wiley, she is responsible for a lot of harassment.
No, she's not responsible for a lot of harassment. When are you going to be open your eyes up to the harassment that they've been doing to all the innocent Monicas out there? When are you going to say, listen, stop exposing these regular people? When are you going to speak up and call that behavior out? Because if you don't call that behavior out, you are a hypocrite.
We speak on that. We speak on that, Wiley. But I feel like if the real Monica really cared about her audience, she would show her face so these innocent people would not have to get harassed by these maniacs.
No innocent people should be harassed, period. Because that's dumb. Just to expose an avatar, that sounds real dumb.
The avatar, somebody out there knows this woman, and I do.
Who cares? It's not a crime to have an avatar. You don't show your face. Do you show your face on you, ma'am? Can I ask you a question, ma'am? Mm-hmm. Do you show your face on YouTube?
Yeah.
I have never seen you. Let me see a picture of you. Let me see you come on StreamYard.
We are people. We show our faces. What does she have to be ashamed of? Does she have scars?
She never show her face. It is her right to not show her face. The Impressive channel don't show her face. Now going back again, Daytime Tea Time have went away from not showing her face. So what is the issue with Monica don't want to show her face?
How they look. We know how they look. They're not scamming the public.
It's not scamming the public, ma'am. Scamming the public if you're trying to have a product and you don't receive that product. That's scamming. She don't do that. She delivers her content every single week.
Yes, she is.
That's not scamming.
Hello?
Go ahead. You got another minute and I'm going to go to the other call.
Yeah. When they ask when she asks for super chats and stuff, people don't know who they send this money to. They could be sending it to a man in their basement.
They sending it to All About the Tea, ma'am. Again, they send it to All About the Tea.
Scammer woman. And Wiley, you're in on the scam too.
It's no scam, ma'am. It's no scam. It's no scam. Okay, thank you so very much. Okay.
It's scam.
Okay, bye. All right. Anonymous, you live on the air.
First of all, that caller had me cracking up. First of all, you send the money to whoever you send the money to. It's not in black and white. that you have to show your face on YouTube. If that's the case, write a petition to YouTube and let them know that. It's not in black and white. You don't have to show your face, first of all. So we're going to get it all the way together, okay? There's plenty of people on YouTube that's not showing their face. That's getting a lot of super chats. So what's the issue? And I agree with you, Wiley. People need to put their foot down and tell the innocent people that's getting harassed, thinking that they're all this money. Is like, come on. You guys are saying show the face Monica, but why would I want to show my face if I'm Monica so I could get harassed? Look what they're doing to the innocent people out there. And I agree with you because I did watch that live and I was like, oh my God, why is this girl naked coming out the shower? Did you see that as well?
I did, and I wasn't impressed with that body. That body needs to be fully clothed.
It's so crazy, and I'm surprised that other YouTubers didn't flag her channel. It's crazy. But with that lady, I forgot the lady name that you interviewed. I want to say it was an amazing interview, Wiley. You asked the questions. I feel sad for her. And yeah, her son is young. Her son, if he's innocent, he should have not been in jail. But my question was, I seen in a comment as well, why did she felt that the police was coming for her? And why did she send her son down to bring the tape? First of all, I'm not getting a cop anything unless I have a warrant. I'm not giving you nothing.
A lot of people don't know their rights when it comes to the police. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not know their rights.
Yeah, I feel bad. Like, you know, but somebody also put in the comments that the GoFundMe, I think it was $120 or something like that was raised. I didn't get a chance to look at it as of yet, but I mean, we are all African Americans. Well, you know, if you are in the chat, like, help her out. You know, if you can. It's not, you know, mandatory, but if you can, help the sister out. And I'm glad you got that interview.
Well, thank you so very much.
And also about Dr. Dre, the lady that called in. First of all, put yourself in the lady situation now, and if Dr. Dre is getting the money from her, it'd be another story then, right?
Facts.
Dr. Dre pay the lady, no ifs, ands, or but, you know, pay the lady. And could you clarify this so she can't have sexual intercourse with nobody?
I think it said no domestic relationship, or she can't, no relationship, domestic relationship, or her getting married. If she have one of the two, of either or, she will forfeit the money.
But she could still, you know, have fun in the front or the back.
Right, I believe so.
If she chooses to.
Yeah, she got to be very careful with that because they might say she's in a relationship. If I were her, I would just give me some toys to keep me satisfied because you don't want to mess up that $1 million bag. I'm gonna be honest.
She better call CK and try to get that code.
Facts. Or it's really other codes out there. Okay.
But all right, Roddy. Good.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go to the next caller. All right, 9867. 9867, you're live on the air.
Hey, Wiley and chat. This is the voice of New York, and shout out to the icon of New York. So, Wiley, I have a couple of things to say. Now, the lady was like, the previous lady, she was like, why is Dr. Dre's wife getting this? Let's not act like there's not a lot of women who's now paying $2,000 to go to Dominican Republic and posse shop to get the BBLs and can't sit down to come back to America in order to get the body to go on Instagram to find a baller. That's the move. And create OnlyFans account. Y'all can't be mad at Shorty that she's a lawyer. She decides to marry someone who makes money, right? Because you complaining about her and she's a black woman, although she's like passed and whatever. I mean, that's the exotic tax that he decided, you know, that he got. No one complained when Jeff Bezos' wife got billions of dollars. And I'm waiting to see what Melinda Gates is going to get from Bill Gates. Now, if you're dating a broke dude that makes, 25, 30,000, whatever the case may be, you're not going to see those type of coins. What she got was 0.4% of his income. That's it. He's worth $827 million. If you use that number and you divide 3 million or how many fraction is, he's not even going to realize the money is gone. Seriously. So that 3 million, well deserved. Now, if I was Michelet, his ex-wife, I'll be tight because Michelet did not get any money from Dr. Dre after he beat her all these years and then left the kids hanging. Now, on the flip side, because I think Icon also mentioned this too, Mary J. Blige's husband made a come up on Mary J. Blige just being her manager. And then once he got his money, he went back to the court and was like, I need more money. More money, more money. Isn't that what Ma Radio say? More money, more money. And he got that approved. Chilling like a villain. Okay, so let's not act like there's not any men out there who will come after a woman who makes money and try to live comfortably. She gave up 25 years. Dr. Dre's team came up with the number. Remember, she wanted $3 million a month. Okay, now that's absurd. $3 million a month, but 300,000, something that most people won't ever see in a year, right? She's getting a month, and then everything else, and all you need to do is have a little boy toy. Like, that's a sweet deal, and I'm happy she got what she got, and that's what he paid to marry someone like that. So that's my first thought. And this Monica Avatar stuff, okay? We are in a society where some people don't want their YouTube gig, because it may not be their full-time gig, to cross over into their personal life. Personal is personal, business is business. Not everyone has the stomach to go online to a bunch of strangers who use Twitter fingers, right? Because even I get Twitter fingers based on when I talk to you, Wiley. People be saying, oh, New York need to shut up. Oh, she babbled too much. They don't even call into your show, but they got the most things to say. Now you mad at someone who wants to but protect her identity because we don't know what her full-time job is. We don't know and people are crazy out here. They like to dox you, follow you around, and everyone doesn't like the limelight, right? I mean, some people just like, and you have to respect people's privacy. It's fine. And guess what? You can easily not follow her if you feel that uncomfortable. We need to stop forcing people to do things and this is remember, the social media is a strange world, okay? We're only connected by virtual things. So why are you bullying me in this virtual space? Now and then you gotta make sure you look on point. You can't leave, they gonna follow you around. Like, people just creep. So if you can remain anonymous, then do so. And we shouldn't reprimand Monica for protecting herself and still getting money. She has an avatar. What else do you want from her? Just imagine how she looks. I think the mystery and the mystique makes it cool, in my opinion. That's what I have to say, Wiley.
Well,
and thank you for interviewing that Black lady. Please support, and also GoFundMe. Please donate if you have the coins, because this case is very problematic.
Thank you so very much.
Wiley,
all right,
later.
All right, bye. Okay, we're gonna go to the next caller. 6792. You live on the air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
Hey, it's me, Joyce. J. Marie. Okay, so I'm calling because, I had a couple things to say, like as far as Dr. Dre and the Avatar. Okay, I don't get it. I thought, as far as the Avatar is concerned, I'm like, I was mentally going like, why do we care? Why do we want to know? I'm not sure what we want to know who that avatar is. I mean, because it is who it is. I mean, whatever. I mean, just like, that particular person, she will block you from her channel if she doesn't like what you come and bring in. Hello?
Okay.
Wiley?
I'm listening to you.
She doesn't like, if she doesn't like, she just, I told you to get off my channel. I mean, and then there is another thing that'll go like, you're out of here. I mean, I don't know. She's very feisty towards her audience, okay? But she's also funny too. So I get it. If you're going for a rude kiki, that's okay. But I don't know why it's so important to know who this avatar is. I really don't give a. I really don't care, one way or the other. Okay, my concern. What was your thing? Mary J. Blige. We talk. Okay, what else we talk about, Wiley? We
Right.
talked about the not we you. I mean,
We talked about Dr. Dre
what
and
else
all
was
that. So
there?
you already talked
Dr.
about.
Dre.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, okay, I feel like his wife does, in fact, deserve some compensation because I don't think people understand how it is to feel like to be in an abusive relationship. You know, we will, as far as women, we're in an abusive relationship, and then we will try to justify why we want to be in this relationship, whether it was that, well, we got kids, or sometimes he's nice, or, you know, anything. We will try to figure out a way and make the relationship work. Even the whole, ain't no relationship perfect. Well, there are no perfect relationships, but I tell you what, love does not look anything like hate. Okay? If you are putting your hands on me and knocking me out, or trying and tearing down my self-esteem, saying mean things and this and that, that is not love. Love does not look like hate. And I'm going to say this to you, Wiley, you would not believe this. Just like this week, in the past, I had my ex-husband, he tried to like kill me, literally, okay? And then somebody's going to say to me, and I don't know why, I took it so personal and made me cry because they're like, he must have really loved you. I said, what? What did you just say? You know, I said, I just told you a man tried to kill me.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, thank you, Wiley.
All right, bye-bye. She going all over the place. I'm like, thank you so much for calling in. She going all over the place. Okay, Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yeah, Wiley. Yeah. I want to respond back to Voice of New York. She said that Dr. Dre's wife, people is making a big deal because she's black, but nobody said nothing about Jeff Bezos. Okay, well, the difference is Jeff Bezos' wife was there with him when the company first started. Okay, Dr. Dre's wife just came out of nowhere. And
Dr. Dre's wife been with Dr. Dre
a black and white.
years ago, ma'am. Been with him for a long time.
Jeff Bezos' wife don't compare to Dr.
Again,
Dre's
she
wife.
got some off
She
the
was
table.
there
You
when this
can't
man had
take
$1.
up for one and then just ignore the other. Like that's insane. They both were married
But
to wealthy men
she
and they
makes it
deserve
seem like
money.
it's a black woman, white woman thing. It's not. I'm here to tell her it's not black woman, white woman. It's the person who was there from the beginning. Jeff Bezos' wife deserves all that money because she was there helping him write up the blueprint for the company. Dr. Dre's wife was not doing it. So it's not a black woman, white woman thing. It's who was there at the beginning and who came in while the gravy train was going.
All right. Thank you so much for calling
Not
in.
black and white.
Thank you so much for
Bye.
calling in. Okay. A marriage is a marriage. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley. How are you?
Doing good.
Okay. All right. So with the whole Dr. Dre thing, I have to disagree with the last caller. I definitely think that Dr. Dre's wife earned and deserved the $300,000 a month that she's going to be getting. Dr. Dre earns $35 million per year. This woman was with him well over 20 years. No one understands whatever it was that she endured throughout that process. She was asking for way more money, and she only got a fraction of that. Now, in the beginning, when she was asking for all that money, I thought that like $3 million a month, like I really thought that was ridiculous. But $300,000 a month to maintain the lifestyle, which is about $3 million per year, he makes $35 million per year. that's not going to hurt Dr. Dre at all, especially because if you look at Michael Jordan's wife got $168 million, and they were only together for 17 years. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as, you know, other celebrities that have, you know, divorced from their wives. So she put in work 20 years. She wasn't there from the beginning, but I mean, just 20 years, you know, with her former legal experience, giving him legal guidance, you know what I'm saying, helping him, you know, push him in certain directions, keep him, you know, on the straight and narrow from certain things, making sure he's making the appropriate business deal. So she helped continue to build his empire. So she definitely deserves that, $300,000. The other thing is the whole Charlemagne. I don't understand how Charlemagne got this whole new comedy special, especially with, you know, the new allegations. It's not new, but with the allegations and the resurfacing of things that's going on, and, you know, the Jessica Reed, you know, she coming out and she actually want him to be prosecuted. I don't understand how he's getting that. But again, you know, I'm guessing he's working with the elite. And so, you know, a lot of things, you know, fly through the cracks, you know, depending on who you connect with, right? Is that correct?
No, I'm just telling you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. I wanted to know, like, it depends on who you know, what you know, because how is it that he's able to, for one, still be on the Breakfast Club, on a syndicated radio show that is, you know, that is national, with stuff that has came out in the headlines? Is it because, you know, the accuser is black? If she was a different color, would he have been canceled? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, like, what's going on with that. But I agree with you. I don't understand how he has gotten, you know, this whole new special with, you know, being with this whole Jessica Reed thing. The other thing that I want to talk about is the woman that you were interviewing.
Mm-hmm.
The woman that you were interviewing, it's unfortunate what she's dealing with. If how she's saying it is exactly what's going on. The only thing I wish you would have asked her.
You there? Hello?
DNA. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, so she spoke a lot about DNA, but did they do a lineup? Because if he supposedly attacked somebody, wouldn't they have done a lineup for this person to point him out, to see if this is the suspect that allegedly attacked this Grubhub or Uber or whatever delivery person, before even getting to the DNA part? And so I kind of like have questions on that. And then what she was stating is, she said that he allegedly popped out and he started jacking off, and that is considered assault. But when you go to her GoFundMe, she said that he is being accused of actually R-ing
Right.
somebody.
No, the second case that she's talking about,
two different things.
right. No. That wasn't her son the second time when she's talking about the jacking off. That was like a whole nother case that happened in July. And she was explaining that.
Okay.
So that's not the first incident. No, she's talking about something new happened in the neighborhood while her son was arrested. And that was a charge on that. So that's what she was talking about.
So did her son go through a lineup? Like,
I don't know if her son, they just had one, from my understanding of what she said, they had one hearing, which was the bail hearing. And of course they refused to let him out on bail, okay, or electronic monitoring. So they go back in September. So I don't know how, and then I will keep y'all updated on that. So they only had one first appearance, which was the bail hearing. Now they go back in September.
Okay. Yeah, I just that's why I was just kind of confused. Like, okay, like if somebody accused somebody of doing something to them, they usually would do like a lineup for the person, that the accuser, to point the person out before they go push forward with, you know, filing, those charges on somebody. So, that's the reason why I was asking about that. But, I definitely, send her much support. And I'll definitely donate to her GoFundMe. It's unfortunate and it's sad, and we definitely have to support our Black men, our Black kids, our boys especially. The last part that I want to talk about is you spoke about R. Kelly. So R. Kelly, I heard some callers calling in and they were saying, and you said it as well, that he needs to hire a new attorney. He has a new attorney. I don't know if you read the articles before he fired his old attorney, but they put out in the papers that they had resigned from his case, but that wasn't the case. R. Kelly had actually fired those attorneys several weeks before they went before the judge, asking them to be removed from his case because they did not want to be embarrassed. R. Kelly had refused to see those attorneys because he had finally woken up to see that those attorneys was not working for him. They were actually working against him. And yes, I have been following this R. Kelly case very heavily. And so how like you call in with the Cardi B and Natasha K. So there was a point where we were able to call in and listen in. When those attorneys was asked, when they recused themselves from his case, that they didn't say, thank you, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Robert, it was not working with you. No, they didn't do that. They thanked the prosecutors and said that it was great working with the prosecutors. So from the beginning, they have been against them. So when you're starting to see all of these motions now, it's because of the new powerhouse attorneys that he's gotten that have put those motions into place. Now, as far as Nicole is the attorney that the judge was referencing when she was saying, do not refer to these women as girls. Nicole did that as strategically so that the prosecutors can understand that these were not women, these were not girls. These were women well aware of what they were doing. So the judge was sending a message to the prosecutors, to the prosecutors, so that no one is saying that these are girls or these were girls. No, these were women. Women willingly participated, got mad when money ran out, and went and made up stories. And so you're right. The only reason why R. Kelly is in jail is because of a Lifetime documentary, not because of any police reports, not because of anything that the police has investigated or nothing. It's because of a documentary and because of politics. If you notice, Kim Fox for Chicago, she had a lot of heat on her with the Jussie Smollett situation back in 2019 when Jussie Smollett faked the whole, being attacked by Trump supporters. So because she had this whole heat on her, she had to find somebody to take away that heat and that attention and put it on somebody else. So now she took up this whole R. Kelly case, and she was meeting with a crooked attorney that was representing the girls. That attorney, by the way, is Michael Avenatti, that everybody can go and research and Google, that was just sentenced to 3 years in jail for trying to extort $20 million from Nike. And he also has 2 other cases that thing against him. So you have a crooked attorney and you have a crooked DA and you have crooked lawyers. Is the only reason why R. Kelly is in jail.
All right. And we thank you so very much for calling in.
So, but here's the thing, Wiley. What I would advise for you and anyone in your chat to do, if you don't believe me, go over to Malicious Conspiracy. If there's no talking, there is just videos showing clippings of these women getting all of these PPP loans, committing all of this fraud. They all have multiple criminal records. Okay, they have been in and out of jail. All of the women, 90% of the women that is involved in the case have been in and out of jail for fraud. They all got PPP loans. Even Azriel Clary, that was staying with R. Kelly for like 4 years. So how did you have a business to get $40,000 in PPP loans? So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of criminal activity going on. Her father and like Tasha K, she had come back and she said, you know what? R. Kelly is innocent because those parents fed her a lot of narrative that she put out on her platform, which is how this whole Lifetime documentary got started. So all I can do is just tell people to do their research. Go to Malicious Conspiracy page. It is exactly how it's spelled out. He has small little clippings, 5-minute, 3-minute, little 11-minute increments, but it gives you a detailed timeline of each of these individuals that's in this case and all of the crooked stuff that they have been doing before R. Kelly and that they're doing now.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in. Okay, so we got 2 more callers, and we're going to bring this to a close. We got one more. All right, 9867.
Hey, Wiley, this is Voice of New York. I just came to call in again because that other caller called me out. The one that's R. Kelly publicist, the one that's riding R. Kelly scrotum, the one that's riding R. Kelly frenulum. Like, stop it. First of all, as I mentioned before, and I'm just going to end it here, I said what I said. Dr. Dre's wife deserved the coins. You say you disagree with me, but then later on you say you agree she deserved that amount. So do you agree or you disagree? Or you agree that she deserved the amount she received for whatever reason? You cannot quantify the work that women put into a marriage, right? Most of the time, a lot of women, especially if they're housewives or they have children, are very much underpaid for their services. They don't go and document everything that they do. And again, unless you're a little birdie or a little fly on the wall, you do not know the ins and outs of their work or their marriage. All we see is the outside looking in. She's in the inside looking out. Okay. And obviously, if Dr. Dre's team already came up with a standardized number prior to her team saying, oh, she deserves $300,000 a month, then who are we to tell her she doesn't deserve it? Like, if someone offers you $300,000, even if you're married to them for 5 years, you will take it. So stop acting like you wouldn't. This is the problem. People are hating that she got the bag. I mean, I would too. Like, dang, I gotta work, and Shorty just living her best life and can still smash who she wants to smash on his dime. She can just not have a partner at all. So again, and honestly, I'm not surprised that other caller feels that way because this is the number one caller besides Wiley Stalker that we look forward to hearing from, who talk about Wiley at the very end, who kicks super hard for R. Kelly. Super hard. Now, I think she just comes up with her own conspiracy theories and want us to believe her. But R. Kelly been doing this type of nonsense since he pissed on that little girl years ago. Let's not act like he's not a creep. He's a creep. Now, I'm glad he got caught. He need to get off the streets, and we need to stop caping for him. And I don't know who you following and stuff, and I know you're one of his little.
Let's see if she's gonna come back on. Is this the R. Kelly publicist?
Yes, it is, Wiley. And let me get Voice of New York together, okay? First of all, sweetie, I did not say that she did not deserve $300,000. That was the caller before me, so you need to come correct with that.
You called my name and you said that. You called
my name. No, I did not, sweetie. You need to open up your freaking ears because no, I did not, sweetie. I called in after the caller that called in after you. Okay, that was not me. That was the caller before me. Okay, you need to open up your ears and stop smoking on whatever it is that you're smoking on, sweetie. Because you go back and rewind the call. I need you to go back and rewind it. I need you to go back and rewind it. Okay, I need you to go back and rewind it because when I got on, I told Wiley I disagree with that last caller, which was the caller that called before me, that called after you. Okay. And I said that she deserves the $300,000.
You've been the one that's been on the call for mad long. You've been on the call for mad long, talking unnecessary stuff, and then here you are agreeing with R. Kelly. Sweetie, you always call in.
I can agree with R. Kelly because I have been following the R. Kelly case. Okay, whether you think that he's guilty or not, whether you think that he is guilty or not, you have not been following the case. So you only going based on a documentary. Hold on. I listened to you. Okay. So we're gonna talk like women. We're gonna have an adult conversation. Okay. We're gonna have an adult conversation.
Don't call me sweet. So that's very demeaning.
Voice. Okay. We're gonna have an adult conversation. First and foremost, whatever you feel about R. Kelly, It's your feelings. How I feel about R. Kelly is my feelings. If I'm calling in because there is a topic of conversation about R. Kelly and I have information that I want to call in and make a statement and speak on the situation as well as shed light and share information, I can do that. Just like you can call in and say, R. Kelly is this disgusting man, okay? You can't tell me who to support or what to do, just like I can't tell you who to support or what to do. I'm going to need you to understand that. So my question is
to you, why are you supporting a man who has been on television as well as has been witnessed peeing on little girls, has been written music that sexually talk about all his deeds? How can you support a black man like that after there's so many victims? Even if
where is the victim?
Why
can you tell me where's the victim?
You agreeing with this?
Okay,
it's very egregious. I'm not done talking. I let you talk.
Okay,
let me talk.
Where is the victim?
I let you talk. Let me talk.
You asked me a question.
Okay. I'm not done with my question yet. I'm not done with my question.
Go ahead. Finish with your question.
I want to know why is black women the least protected out of all races? Always find a way to twist the truth for someone that has a great career path of showing that he abused, manipulated the young youth. How can you support that? I really want to know, like, the psychological reasoning of supporting that. Because as you know, as well as I know, we all know OJ did it. But the thing with the law is not what you think happened, it's what you can put on your side, right? That's why you have a defense and an offense. It doesn't matter what's the truth. It's what you can prove based on the court of law. And we will all use defenses or certain pieces of the truth to argue what it may not even be real. So I'm saying I believe, and I'm sure everyone else believes, that you are the #1 R. Kelly promoter. After you saw the videos, you hear about it, how can you? As a black woman, how can you support this? I truly want to know. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and say your thoughts.
Oh, I can speak now. Okay, cool. Thank you. Let me unpack everything that you just asked me. Okay. So your first question was, why am I supporting somebody with all of these victims? My question to you is, what victims?
Okay. Why? Okay, this is the biggest issue I have when you call in.
No, don't have no issue with when I call in, because my opinion is my opinion. So just like I don't have an issue with your opinion is your opinion, and my opinion is my opinion. So you don't have to have an issue, but you asked me a whole slew of questions. So now my first question to you is, what victim?
The victim of the 15-year-old that he pissed on the tape from years ago that was released. That victim.
Okay.
The victim of Aaliyah. Wait, hold on. The victim of Aaliyah and all that of her being married to him, that would prove that victim. And the reason why I'm asking you this is because there are real cases of young black women who are being, as a young adult, who are being, being counted as being fat or being targeted from older men. And we choose not to hear them.
Hold on. You're going to a whole nother synopsis.
Because
you just gave me the two people. Okay, you gave me two people, right?
Okay, go ahead.
The two people that you gave me is not a part of this case. So again, when I ask you what victims, I'm asking you, while R. Kelly has been sitting in jail for 2 years, that is currently facing federal charges, I'm asking you what victims. And see, this is the problem. He constantly is referring to an alleged sex tape that he went to trial for in 2008, that he was tried by a jury of his peers. They reviewed the tape multiple times. They could not distinguish whether or not that was R. Kelly on the tape or not, because the tape was so distorted, okay? So because the tape was distorted, so he went to trial for that, okay? And he was found not guilty for that, okay? Now, when you talk about Aaliyah, if you looked at the Lifetime documentary, Demetrius Smith said that R. Kelly did not know anything about marrying Aaliyah.
that Demetrius Smith is the one that got Aaliyah the fake ID because he was in cahoots with Barry Hankerson, which is Aaliyah's uncle, and they did all of that. Kelly nor Aaliyah had any knowledge of that. So again, why do you want to make him guilty for something that he had no involvement in?
So
if the marriage allegedly happened, because you have somebody on Lifetime that stated, as well as he's on TMZ, that stated R. Kelly knew nothing about it. So why isn't Demetrius Smith in jail if R. Kelly really, if he did all of this, why isn't Demetrius Smith in jail? Demetrius Smith and Barry Hankerson, why aren't they in jail if they're the ones that did all of this illegal stuff?
Everybody who is associated with R. Kelly deserves to be in jail. So my thing is, do you think people or men or anyone?
No. Hold on. We went back to the wait. We went back to those two. So now, outside of those two people, right? We're gonna move past that because Aaliyah was in '94. She's deceased. She cannot speak, but when she was alive, she said that she never married R. Kelly. And so her mother still has came out and said that that didn't happen. Her mother doesn't even have access to her music because the uncle controls everything. So again, we're going to move from 94 and we're going to move from 2008 from this alleged tape. Now, in 2021, R. Kelly is in jail and has been in jail since 2019. Tell me, where are the victims?
First of all, where the victims are, I'm sure they were silent. We cannot act like a man like R. Kelly do not have the power, and this is a problem. People are always silent when they come forward, and they're always strong-armed, and it happens all the time. He is someone that's been victimized.
Wait, we cannot, first and foremost, hold on, let's stop that. Let's stop that. First and foremost, if somebody do something to you, you need to go and report that. We need to stop caping for women that choose not to come forward, okay? If you get into an accident and you hit somebody, you're going to report that immediately. If somebody come by and shoot you, you're going to report that. If you go and you get into a fight, that's going to be reported. Listen,
have you ever been a victim? That's my question. Have you ever been a victim? Yes or no? Have you ever been a victim?
I'm not going to get into that with you.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking you, because your comments lack empathy for those who have been victimized. I have not
been victimized. And what about those that have not been victimized and have been falsely accused, such as Brian Banks? What about the Brian Banks of the world?
Other women
about the Brian Banks of the world? What about the black young 22-year-old guy that is sitting in jail for 12 years right now because he allegedly kissed a white girl and he was served by
You're talking about white women and white
12 years.
You're talking about white women and white women through history have used your white card in order to victimize black men. Yes, I agree with that. We're not talking about white women because black women don't have what white women have. Feminist movement was not for black women. Let's be clear. They used us for their agenda. But where are we now compared to white women? We're second-class citizens. So don't ever confuse the truth. We already know.
I'm not confusing the two. What I asked you and you still have yet to answer my question is what victims? You still have yet to answer my question as far as what victims.
My question to you is, my question to you is, would you leave your daughter around R. Kelly?
Yes, I will.
Would you leave your daughter around R. Kelly?
Yes, I will.
You will leave your daughter around R. Kelly. You will leave your daughter
100%
at R. Kelly's house. Would you leave your daughter around? Would you feel comfortable?
100%.
Even if someone, so you believe that people who've been victimized for sexual abuse can be rehabilitated and they'll never do it again, right? Because because although the court, and that's why R. Kelly has a good lawyer, because I can't represent someone for sexual assault. That's why when people who are in jail for sexual assault, they get raped the most. Because you are abusing your power.
But see, here's the thing though. What you're doing is you're projecting. Yes, you are, because I'm talking about a case in fact. You talking around the whole situation. I'm talking about a case in fact. So what I asked you is, where is the victim? What I asked you is, where is the victim? Who is the victim in the case? Is it Asriel Perry? Is it Latrice Staff? Tell me who is the victim. Who's the victim?
Victims were probably hush like they do in Hollywood. Hollywood does not work how real life works. If you don't have millions,
But
you can't
But
talk like
you
you're a
still
millionaire.
haven't answered my question, though. Where is the victim in this case?
And I just told you.
You telling me
victim will
probably. I'm
probably
asking you where is. So out of all of the women, which one of them you feel like is a victim? We're minusing the sex tape and we're minusing Aaliyah. Which of the women that you watched on a Lifetime documentary that you feel is a victim?
All of the women who were below the age of 18. All the women who are probably had, because I don't know if you know this, but women who are below 25.
You haven't told me who are you talking about? Because the judge said that they were women. You haven't told me who you're talking about.
Okay, because that's because there's so many of them. I was so disgusted of the video that I couldn't even watch part 3 and part 4. That's how disgusted I was. I had to stop listening to his music because it was so disgusting. Seems like you're ready, disgusting. For every time I listen to him, I'm thinking about, was that about a little girl? It's like I'm condoning something that's weird. And the thing is, Black women and young Black children have always been victimized. And what we do is that we cover it up.
You know what's so sad? You know what's so sad? You are like you is canceling someone.
That little girl to say he didn't do it because of facial distortion. Duh. We didn't have the specs that we had before. The specs that we had back in the day is not the specs that we have now. But we knew it was R. Kelly. The same way how when
so you in the hood knew with R. Kelly, but when R. Kelly went to trial for it, the jury said that they could not determine beyond a reasonable doubt, because this is what we're dealing with, which is law, okay? That they could not determine that was R. Kelly. And the same girl that you're alleging that R. Kelly, that was the one in the alleged tape with allegedly R. Kelly, her father continued to work for R. Kelly. Her father just passed.
Because of money. Let's not act like money is the reason why people do a lot of things, because the wealth gap is very
So you are going to
between Black communities and everything else.
For money when they had an opportunity to prosecute, but then you want to say that R. Kelly is guilty? But you don't even make no freaking sense. You want to excuse the parents that had an opportunity to prosecute if that was their daughter on a tape. You want to excuse the parents that had an opportunity to prosecute, that had an opportunity to sue for millions of dollars from a big star. Okay, so if money was an issue, they would have gotten the money. So you want to excuse the parents that continue to work for him, that had an opportunity to sue him and prosecute him. If they said that that's not their daughter said that that's not her, and they continue to work for him.
Not every parent are good parent. Let's not act like not because you gave an egg and a sperm means you're a good parent. There are trash parents out there. There are parents right now that's abusing their children.
So
there
you want to lock R. Kelly up for the rest of his life because you claim the parents is trash. So the parents is able to live free on the street, and you want to lock R. Kelly up for the rest of his life because you claim that the parents is trash because they said that was not their daughter, and they continue to work for R. Kelly when they could have sued him for millions of dollars and been filthy rich for the rest of their life.
I think everybody associated down to R. Kelly's wife need to be locked up. This is a ring. This is a sex trafficking ring. Lock everybody up from head to toe. Cut off the head and cut off the tail. Lock everybody up. Parents.
But you have to have
everybody who knows.
What is you talking about? If that's the case, then that means I can say you did something to me and they're gonna lock you up. Well, I can say Wiley did something to me and they're gonna lock him up. You have to have evidence. Like, are you slow? Are you dumb?
Okay. You don't have to. I'm not dumb at all. I'm actually. I'm having educated. What I'm telling you is the law is a place. The law, as we all know, the law is a place where you can work in your own benefit. If you have the right lawyers, you can find gray area. We can find gray area, right? Didn't Zimmerman got off and he blatantly killed somebody? Let's not act like the law has ever been in anyone's favor. If you have the proper lawyer, if you have the money to have the proper lawyer, anything happens. You can pay people off. Let's not act like that doesn't happen. What happened? The layman person is completely different.
So you want to continue to stick a knife in the back of somebody when the law said that person
was
innocent?
I didn't say the back. Stick the knife in his front. Stick the knife in R. Kelly's front. Why the back? No, I want him to know I'm sticking the knife. Lock him up.
Bro,
throw away
you
the
still
key.
haven't even told me.
It doesn't matter.
about these current charges. Where is the victim? This is what we're talking about. Like what you want to debate on is it doesn't even make any sense because he was vindicated on that. So, and if Aaliyah's mama said it didn't happen and her mama hasn't come forward or nobody hasn't come forward, it didn't happen. So we're talking about the women that currently have R. Kelly sitting in jail right now because of a Lifetime documentary. So where is your victim?
To say, if you say anything, you gotta give back the money for restitution. Let's not act like things don't happen. Let's not act like parents don't pimp their children. Like it behooves me that you really think he's innocent. And
it behooves me that you're not trying to hold the parents accountable if you feel that the parents have sold their child.
I said everybody needs to go under. Parents,
okay, so did you sign a petition? Did you create something to lock up all the parents? Did you create something to get something going on to lock up all of the parents? Did you start something? Is there a protest to lock up all the parents? I want to know, what are you doing? If you feel so strongly, what are you doing to get all of the parents locked up?
I mean, what can we do? I mean, of course, our country to snitch on the parents or the lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. I'm saying, you asked me why the parents ain't locked up. And that's the same thing I wonder too. How can I let my daughter knowingly go to a creep house? And I asked you, would you let your daughter go to R. Kelly house? And you said yes. So I guess you answered my question.
But you didn't even ask me why. Because
I don't understand.
Okay. So here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. Here is the reason why. If you want to know why.
Why would you let your daughter go to R. Kelly house?
I can't talk if you're gonna try and out-talk me. Here's the reason why. Because I have been following this R. Kelly case for the last 2 years. I have researched into R. Kelly's history. There is a whole R. Kelly support group on YouTube that disclose and divulge a lot of information. They read off motions, they read off everything. They go back from 1994 all the way up to current to follow the whole trail. And when I look at everything that R. Kelly has done to support his community, to support people, and I look at everything that R. Kelly is charged with, and I look at the people that is accusing him of these things, and based on what I see, based upon my research, not just going based off a documentary, I don't feel that he is guilty. So when you ask me that, I'm telling you yes, because I don't feel that he did the things that they are alleging.
Okay, but so when it comes to sex offenders, most of the time the proof is not there except for the victims who are saying things are happening. And this actually does happen. What little girls get, even boys get sexually abused, they're telling adults and they're silent and no one believes them. Now, because R. Kelly has so much power, and you're saying because of what was given, you will still allow your child to go to R. Kelly because of the case.
Well,
and I'm saying,
first and foremost, hold on. Allowing my child to be around R. Kelly is one thing. When you're talking about leaving my child, I wouldn't leave my child with anyone for a long period of time.
I just asked you, do you mind
going to his house? Yes. But when you're talking about leaving my child for a long extended period of time, I wouldn't leave my child with nobody for a long period of time. So what are you talking about? But would I allow, if I had a daughter, would I have my daughter around R. Kelly? Yes. Yes.
That is so sad, because anyone who's been sexually abused, anyone who's been accused of sexual assault, I don't even care if you're not guilty. You will not be anywhere near my children. How can you trust somebody? So you really trust him that way?
But here's the thing, right? When you're around somebody, you build up rapport. You don't just leave your child with a stranger. So no, as a stranger, no, I wouldn't leave my child around a stranger.
Do you know that most victims know they're sexual offenders? It's mostly someone close to them that sexually abused them. Did you know that? You probably didn't know that. But
yes, I did. Yes, I do know that.
So okay then. But someone who you know has a past history, someone you know that was even had an issue, right? That had an issue. Even if he's not guilty, you still feel confident. You don't even think like, dang, I know he was found not guilty, but I know the law can always work in my benefit, right? That's the beauty of law. And unless you know how to abuse that power, which we don't as a collective, that's why, and we don't have that type of access to the good lawyers because the law wasn't built for us. How can you though? How can you?
All right.
It's weird to me.
That is both callers got their point across.
The thing is whatever it is that you feel like is weird. Again, like I said, I'm not gonna leave my child around no stranger. I'm not gonna leave my child around a stranger. But R. Kelly is a man. Just like you can have a brother, you can have an uncle, you can have a cousin, you can have a nephew, you can have a son of your own. Just like that lady called into a Wiley Show and her son is being accused of something. So are you going to take everything that a woman says at face value? Are you going to take everything that a woman say at face value?
That is completely fine. If you love the urination of R. Kelly, you and your groupies, all the groupies love that.
See, now you're being disrespectful. Because I didn't disrespect you. Now you're being no. Now you're being disrespectful. I didn't disrespect you. You're being disrespectful.
Because it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that the black woman honestly thinks this.
So you feel like because I support R. Kelly that I should be disrespected by you?
I was rude. I apologize for my rudeness. I was rude. You know why? Because it's so frustrating to see this thing play out, and then you see all these black women actually agree, and it's kind of sad.
But you have a problem with every black woman that may feel like a black man is innocent. You have a problem with every black woman that calls into Wiley Show that may feel like a black man is innocent. Like, are you gay? Are you bisexual? Do you hate men?
Actually,
I don't understand.
I'm strictly dickly. How
but you act like you hate men.
You know why?
Every topic that comes up against a black man, you always feel like the black man is guilty without even doing any research.
A higher rate.
But you look at the violence against black women. You call it all the time without even doing research.
And you look at the violence against black women, black trans women, black gay men, all those things happen because of black men. Cisgender black men are abusing them. That includes black women, black trans women, and even black gay men. We all know that. That's why. Because if
then
I don't
why
you
do
like you
stuff
that
without
the
research though? You don't even research stuff. You just call in and you immediately against
the
black man.
We're gonna bring
we're
gonna bring some other other callers on because we're down to two more callers, so we're gonna bring them on as well with two other callers. Ladies.
So it is what it is.
All right, thank you. We're gonna bring the other two calls. Thank you, ladies. They both had a lot to say, so we're gonna go to these other two callers. 6ix9ine, calling you on the air.
Hi, how are you?
All right,
it's Queen Tulsa, and I'm here, and I'm with old girl. You know, I believe that R. Kelly is innocent, and I wish somebody would come up in my face and tell me something different. I feel like we need to support him and we need to have his back.
So you're on the side that he's innocent. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, he's innocent. And you know what? If anybody want to come up here and have a screaming match with me, unfortunately, I do not do that. But however, if you don't like it, that's okay. Just do your research like the young lady said. And form your own opinion. And let's just pray for both parties.
All right. Thank you so much, Queen Tulsa.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, we have a lot of callers that are calling in. We're going to get to everybody here. Okay. All right. Anonymous, you live on the air.
I think I'm going to go ahead and agree with the Voice in New York. I feel like the publicist is she's unrealistic. I feel like she's very problematic, has nothing else to do but argue. She doesn't even make sense. She cannot believe the things she was saying in her own mind. You're going to send your child to go with somebody and allow them to be with somebody by themselves that has been accused of molesting and hurting a child. That makes no sense. And everybody in their right mind knows. If R. Kelly the stuff with Azriel and Joycelyn, okay, some of that stuff is consensual, but everybody knows when he has the sex tape out, and even Marion Aaliyah, he's guilty of something. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just the facts on that. We're not the court. Nobody was there. The publicist act like she was there. She was in the room. Like, girl, she has nothing better to do. She made my hair hurt, and applaud you for standing there listening, being able to sit there and listen to all of that, because it was like two cats scratching each other's eyes out. So I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with the voice of New York. And any woman that sits here and goes to war like that for a man that they know deep down in their spirit, if he hasn't done anything to all of these girls, he's done something to at least one person we know, because he had an inappropriate relationship with Aaliyah. So even though her mother hasn't said it, she has all his publishing rights and things like that. She's not going to come out and admit to the world that she's just as much of a loser and a creep as he is. So we'll never know the truth behind that. And Aaliyah is dead. So you sit up here and you fight. All Black women do is get victimized, and everything that happens to us is overlooked. And it's sad when one of our own is even doing that. That is just really sad. And it's kind of, she wants to say what's disgusting. That is what is disgusting. So that's all I had to say, Wiley.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay, we're down to two callers. Wow, I was not expecting this show to be this lit. Make sure y'all thumbs up. 6268, calling on air.
Hello, Wiley.
Hello.
You know, anybody defending R. Kelly is disgusting. It's the bottom line. I have daughters, and I know of sex offenders personally that have to register. Thank God they have to register. It's just really disgusting. No one should be defending R. Kelly or OJ or Bill Cosby. It's really, enough is enough. And I just want to applaud the young lady that was fighting this publicist of R. Kelly. And the publicist of R. Kelly, I would like to say, stop saying that lady will leave her daughter with somebody, because she won't. She was just in an argument, in a heated argument, and I don't even want her to be accused of that. You know, what the woman is trying to do is saying, due to the court of law, they can't prove anything. They just truly railroading this man. He's truly guilty of having sex with underage girls. And that's the bottom line. And for him to run around with his money and collect souls and manipulate and do the things that he's been accused of doing is disgusting. And I hate to see people wasting their time defending these people, like Bill Cosby, like R. Kelly, like OJ. You know, stop doing it. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so very much for calling in. All right, make sure y'all thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much. Anonymous, you live on air.
Yeah, people were tagging me in the chat to call back in because New York said something. And I caught like the middle part. I do agree with the lawyer. She do have a problem with Black men who are being on trial. They are innocent until they are proven guilty. The voice of New York. Bye.
All right, thank you. Okay. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. I want to give a special shout out to all the moderators in the house. Thank you all so very much for holding us down, for showing us love today. Thank you to the callers. This show was really live.
Blog Talk Radio.
Man,
Goodbye.
I didn't know it was going to be live like that. Dang, man, y'all did that today. Y'all did that today. It was lit today. So I want to say special shout out to all the moderators in the house for their support, for coming through. Wow. I didn't know it was going to be lit today. Y'all have a good one. Make sure y'all leave us a comment. Once this video is over, leave us a comment. Tell us how we did. Thank you all so very much. Also, too, make sure y'all follow us over there on Station Head. We already got 1,000 followers over there. So once once Kanye West album drops, we definitely will do a listening party over there on Station Head. Again, we will do a listening party over there on Station Head. You could donate to our Cash App at $ Marquise Wiley 28. Again, it's $ Marquise Wiley 28. Again, $ Marquise Wiley 28. You want to be a blessing. And of course, you know, we have our P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. You can also email us at Wiley Show at WILEYSHOW@gmail.com. Thank you all so very much. This was definitely great that we had y'all call in today. Again, another successful All About the Tea after show. I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.